Well, hello there, friends, and welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Becca. Don't mind the background noise. Red Dead Redemption came out, and Neil's been there all weekend. Today I'm going to show you guys how I prepare my Thanksgiving turkey. I love Thanksgiving. Before I started making turkey, I didn't really like it. So the first Thanksgiving Neil and I had out here when it was just me cooking, it was a challenge to find a recipe I really liked, but this is the one I've used and perfected for 2 years now. This is my third Thanksgiving cooking, and it is awesome. It is really, really good. The majority of the recipe has been taken from a Gordon Ramsey recipe, actually, on how to make holiday turkey. So that's what I'm gonna show you guys today. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. All the techniques are gonna be the same. Most of the ingredients are gonna be the same, but I'm actually gonna use a chicken. Turkeys are expensive and gigantic birds. So I think just buying one turkey for the season is plenty. So one very important aspect of making the turkey is keeping it as moist as possible. And one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make an herb butter to go in between the meat and the skin. So let me show you how to do that. In a bowl, just a regular mixing bowl, we're gonna combine butter. So for a whole turkey, I recommend 2 sticks or a whole cup of butter, or just our little chicken, I'm gonna half that. And then make sure it's softened, not melted. So to start off, we're gonna add some olive oil. So adding just a little bit of olive oil is going to help the butter not burn, because olive oil has a lot higher of a smoke point. I'm gonna mix that in. We're gonna add salt, pepper. So once that's all mixed in, we're gonna start chopping our herbs. Now for turkey, I love rosemary, parsley, and thyme. You can also add sage. I know this is super popular. I had just a little bit, not a huge sage person. My grocery store was out of thyme, so I just have rosemary and parsley. So basically just take, honestly it's to taste. I do kind of, for turkey, I'd probably do about 2 handfuls like this chopped. Once it's chopped, go ahead and add it to the butter. I'm gonna do the same with the rosemary. And with all of these herbs, it's really your discretion. So like I said, a lot of people use a lot of sage. I don't really like sage, so I don't use a whole ton. So vice versa, if, you know, rosemary is a really powerful flavor. It's actually one of my favorites of all time. It's my favorite essential oil as well. Use as much or as little as you want. But also, side note, if you don't like rosemary, you're insane. So once your herbs are chopped up, I'm gonna go ahead and mince some garlic. For a whole big turkey, I'd probably do about 3 big cloves. Add it to the butter. Finally, what we're gonna add to the butter is some citrus. What you would typically add is lemon, but Neil just so happens to hate lemon, so orange is a great substitute. And I don't know, I feel like orange is a lot more in the holiday spirit. So I am going to do the zest of about half of this orange for a chicken. For turkey, honestly, with a big orange, I do a full orange zest and some juice. So let's do that now. So it's best about half of the orange. Finally, I want a little bit of orange juice here, so I'm just gonna take a section out, put my hand under it to catch any seeds, mixing it together, and that's our butter. So now we're gonna focus on how to treat and prep the bird. So I have a room temperature bird or turkey. I've dried it off with paper towels. I don't wash it. I feel like washing spreads the germs. just take some paper towels, dry it off. Most importantly, you wanna make sure this top skin is really dry. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna liberally salt and pepper the bird. Now, in the cavity comes the necks, the livers, the everything like that. I don't use them. You can save them, use them in stuffing, give them to your dog. I don't use them. I don't know why. If I'm missing out, please let me know. Just gonna salt and pepper both on the whole outside and inside the cavity. So once your bird is seasoned liberally, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands, go under the skin, and separate the skin from the meat, trying as hard as we can to not rip the skin. So you're gonna just take your fingers and work the skin and separate. Again, be gentle. This is kind of ripping at the end. So if you can't get it all the way, that's okay. Turkey skin, I will say, is a lot thicker than chicken skin. So I have a lot easier of a time doing this with turkey than I do with chicken. Next is the most fun part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our herb butter, we're gonna stuff and like basically ice our chicken. So you're literally going to take a handful of butter. Love the holidays. A handful of butter, stick it under the skin, and then over top of it, you're not going back under the skin, just over top of it, you're just gonna spread the butter in. Now, I'm serious, use all of the butter you made. So I like to do about 3/4 of the butter underneath the skin, and then take the rest and put it on top. So this way it's basically like the bird bastes itself. And underneath the skin, it's really important just to, like I said, cover the breast because it's gonna be the closest to the heat. And I mean, it's the white meat, so it's gonna dry out. Now it's the fun part. You literally just take the rest of your butter, spread it all over with your hands. It's awesome. All right, and now, the one thing that makes this the most luxurious turkey ever, and stop looking at me, and what helps keep the meat super moist is we're gonna cover it in bacon. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna cover it in bacon. So I have just a few slices here of Applewood smoked bacon, and you're going to lay it. With the turkey, it'll take the whole strip to go across. I'm gonna cut these in half. Now again, similar to the butter, what this is gonna do is it's gonna protect the white meat while it cooks and baste it for you. And I will say, Neil can back me up, this makes the best bacon I've ever had in my entire life. Because it slow roasts in the herb butter and it's just so good. So that's it. This is the prepared bird that I'm going to cook in the oven. Now, cooking time depends on how big your bird is, and I forgot to research it before I started filming. So across the screen right now is gonna be the appropriate cooking time for your turkey. What I will say is let your turkey rest for like at least an hour, preferably 2. I know that sounds like a really long time, but it helps the meat stay juicy for days. Even your leftover meat, it's gonna help those juices stay in the meat while you eat it. So this is a prepared bird. I'm gonna cut up of things to put in the cavity. Mostly I'm gonna put some herbs, half of an onion, and some of our citrus in the cavity to roast. I also, with chicken, our favorite thing is to have some rainbow carrots. So I'm gonna cut up all those things now, put it in the oven, and you'll see it when it's out. For the chicken, about an hour and a half later at 375, we have this gorgeous bird with the best bacon you'll ever have. If you like crispy skin, what you can do from here is wait until you have about 10 degrees to go cooking wise, remove the bacon and crisp up that skin. But if you're like me, don't really like the skin, remove the skin, eat the bacon, eat the bird. Is delicious. Now, one important thing is that in the pan, there's a lot of roasting juice. It makes the best gravy you'll ever have, especially with the herbs and the citrus and the bacon fat. It's incredible. So, I hope you like this video. I hope you love this recipe. We love it so much. It's delicious, and have a great Thanksgiving.